I, I personally don't understand Kenyans, by the way. I don't understand Kenyans at all. Because when we put Kenyans together on a table to discuss about this country, when you put them together to discuss about this country and you ask them, what are the problems that this country is going through and what do you think should be the priority of government, when it comes to solving or addressing this issue? The number one thing that people tell you is that there's unemployment. This issue of unemployment. And by the way, this is a great issue because I think more than 30% of Kenyans, the unemployment rate now is running around there 30%. I don't have exact figures, but I think it's around there, 30%. Youths are not employed. We have many graduates there which are looking for jobs and they're not employed as of now. People need jobs. People need to have good lives. People need to at least focus on their lives. People need to have better lives generally. But they don't have because they don't have jobs. And so then, well, this makes me what now confuses me is when you ask Kenyans, how can we do this? How can we address the issue of unemployment? So people what hapo wanaanza story kizungu mingi inakuja sasa hapo. Watu wanaanza story sijui tufanye hii tufanye. I just want to ask you a simple question. The president of Kenya, President William Ruto, have a policy. He have idea of how we can address this issue. This is not to say that I support this problem, this issue or this policy of him or not support. But I just want to reason with you together, guys. The problem is that we have unemployment. So the discussion should be how do we solve unemployment? Because you see, any other problems that emanate from that is because people are unemployed. So for example, if you talk about issues of people are not able to pay for their healthcare, it's because they don't have money. When you talk about people being poor, it's because they don't have money and because they don't have jobs, right? When you talk about people have poor housing, it's because they don't have jobs, right? When you talk about issue of school fees, it's because they don't have jobs, or even if they have jobs, they have a hands-to-mouth job, a job that cannot sustain them. So of course they have to struggle with their school fees. So then, here we have a policy that the president wants to break, right? The affordable housing plan. A plan that intends to have a robust housing infrastructure program that will ensure that at the same time we have massive number of jobs created. Everybody who did masonry will be absorbed. Wale vijana wa mjengo wataenda huko mjengo. You'll see, plumbers getting jobs there. You'll see surveyors getting jobs there. And I'm like, why are people against this? Now, the reason why people are against this, and let's just be honest here. Majority of the people who are against this, number one, are employers because they're also required to pay this. And number two is the employees who believe that already there are a lot of taxation going on and this is going to be a pain in the ass. This is going to be just, burdensome, and they don't want this generally. First, I do believe as a person or as a human being that it's a moral obligation for every person who is employed to allow his money to be cut to be able to support this country. Because first of all, you are a citizen of this country. Second of all, you are privileged to be employed because everybody else or many people are not employed like you. So you are privileged. It's a moral obligation to you to ensure to support other people to be employed, right? Because look, our Christian values tells us that we need to take care of our neighbor. We need to be generous. We need to be kind. We need to support other people. We need to share that little that we have. If there's a plan that is brought in the table that is going to ensure that at least, even if we don't address completely this issue of unemployment, but at least we provide opportunities for people, that's okay. It's very ridiculous if somebody can be able to come and say that we support kazi ya vijana yenye ililetwa na unye, that we support kazi ya mtaani yenye ililetwa na unye, which by the way was very unsustainable, which was very, very short term because you are being taken for 2 weeks and then the other 2 weeks in the month you are at home. If you are able to support that, right? How do you oppose this? Guys, just tell me, how do you oppose a plan that will be able to see that our children, our brothers there who are employed, our sisters there who are unemployed, our fathers there who are unemployed, our mothers there who are unemployed will finally get a job. But not just that. This will boost our housing scenario here because, truth be told, we have poor housing. You cannot come slums who go, when you go Kibra, you will really sympathize with those guys, and you will really concur with the fact that there's need to be a housing plan. Now, everybody needs a housing plan. Everybody needs good houses. But when it comes to contributing to make this housing plan works, that's where they draw the line. Where the hell do we expect the government to get the money? Let's just talk the truth. Where do you expect the government to get this money? Now, you have to understand that right now, 83% of the money which government collects from taxes is used to service debt. So we have a debt problem in this country. You have to understand that. 83%, that's very shocking to you. 83% of money which is being collected goes to debt servicing. Oh my God. So it means the government remains with 17% to be able to do a lot of things that they have. One, to pay their civil servants. Secondly, is at least even do some recurrent expenditures. But yetatu, this is same money that you expect the government to be able to channel into development plan. Because 2030 is nearing, and Vision 2030, I don't think if we're going to, be able to achieve Vision 2030 by the year of 2030. But there are things at play that government has to do. And government is trying to come up with a plan. And President Ruto is like this. Guys, it's our moral obligation to be able to at least contribute to this plan, because this plan is going to, improve millions of lives out here. They're going to help a lot of people, because we need to agree. Mazi, what wataseka huko nje? What wataseka huko nje? So long as you can, just 1.5% is not that much. 1.5% is not that much. And me, I will say that as a patriotic person, as a kind person, as a Christian who believes in the values of generosity, who believes in the virtues of health, who believes that we can, make this country great together, I don't see any reason why you should oppose this. Because not everyone has a job. Few people in this country has a job. You're privileged to have that particular job. And so you're supposed to do this. You're supposed to help. Right? Unless you have any other policy, any other suggestion that can be used or that can be adopted by the government to ensure that these problems that we have are solved or are addressed. Unless somebody comes and raise or bring a suggestion. And by the way, this is why I don't like opposition of Kenya, because when you see other countries, for example, the US, you see when a politician is fighting a policy, or when they're fighting a government plan, when they're fighting it, they must always have an alternative. They always tell the government that this is what you can do to address the problem that we want to address. This is what you can do. This is the plan that you can do to ensure that you achieve the same goal that you want to achieve with the plan. But do you know what Kenyan politicians do? They're like, hiyo ni mbaya. Hii si poa kwa wananchi. This is bad for the Wanjikus. That is inaishanga to Apple. And that's why I hate these guys. I don't like these politicians who just come and fight a policy without providing an alternative. Because in the end of the day, we agree, all of us. This is not government. This is not, opposition thing. Everybody agrees that we have an issue to do with unemployment. The question is then, how do we address unemployment? Tell us. I want to hear all of it. At least somebody has come up with a plan, and you're fighting it. Of course, and guys, me supporting housing plan, if well implemented, this is my statement. If it is well implemented, it can work. It can work. Well, it doesn't mean that I support government, because government, of course, they've done a lot of things which I also distance myself from, and I do not necessarily support. There's a lot of things at hand that I've done. Wamefanya. Right? But on this housing plan, guys, this is a plan that can, do a lot of things for us. Productivity levels, living of standards, housing, affordable housing for everybody, right? And most of all, employment. Employment is going to emerge from this, and you're like, you don't want it. How else? What else do you want? What else? How can you help this country if you cannot help solve the issue of unemployment? I'm not here to speak on behalf of government. No. I'm here just to reason with you. Give us an alternative. Not give us, give the government an alternative that they can use to address the same problem. All right.